Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and today I got a kitty. I got a white and black kitty. It's a big kitty, and it came from the Hasbro Pulse. It took 3 weeks to get here, but I finally have Stripes, aka Tigatron. Yeah, it literally took forever to get here. Real annoying. Alright, let's open them up and take a look. Straight out of the box and posing with a spirit of fierce natural justice, Tigatron appears to be nothing more than an oversized Cheetor, and that's partially correct, though there are a couple of little bit of differences between the figures. We'll get into that in a minute. He does retain the tail whip, but he also comes with the gun, or the brain gun, that fits underneath him in beast mode. Overall, I think the robot mode is quite striking. The blue, or the teals, the whites are all both very nice, and the head sculpt is perfect. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the off-white on all of the exterior limbs, but that is actually accurate to, a tiger, or the tiger that he's modeled after. They really do look like that. And my own little tiger here, the white and black cat, is trying to get into the video. No, kitty. No, ow, don't nibble me. Having the two catbots in robot mode next to each other really does emphasize the difference in size. And it works. It works really well because I feel that this is an accurate representation of the characters in the show. We got the young, spryly Cheetor, and we got the old grump Tigatron. I think the scale works really well, and when they're standing next to each other like this, they really do feel like the same figure. We've got the normal size and then the oversize. When compared to Cyclonus and Optimus Primal, he is bigger than Primal, but is actually significantly shorter than Cyclonus. Now, when compared to Rhinox and Dinobot, we've got kind of the same thing going. He's about roughly the same height, a little bit taller than Rhinox, but a lot shorter than Dinobot. The figure's two accessories are different from Cheetor's. The tail whip is an actual whip that's held at the base of the tail, as opposed to Cheetor's, which is held at the tip of the tail and has the axe end on the other end. And then the brain gun, or the gut gun. I actually like the gut gun quite a bit. It could use some panel lining, though, with maybe a Gundam marker or something, but overall it looks pretty good. Tigatron's posability is just as good as Cheetor's. Feet ankles are on hinges. There is forward and back movement, much tighter pins than Cheetor's. Knees bend, thigh swivels, hips kick forward and back. Everything lower from the torso down, way tighter than Cheetor's. Arms are on hinges and swivels, lots of bending. Upper arm swivel, and then the fists do articulate and have swivels on them. Tigatron does have different kibble than Cheetor does. He's got this port on the bottom of both forearms, but unlike Cheetor, his fists don't have any kibble on them or attached to them. The head does have some slight up and down movement, but you end up moving the entire collarbone section, which is part of the transformation, as opposed to actual ball jointedness, and then there is a swivel side to side. I wish it looked up and down, but oh well. Thanks to the tightness of all the joints, especially in the legs, Tigatron can pull off some very nice poses. I'm thankful that Hasbro's quality control actually enables him to do that. And if you're wondering what that sound was, he just fell off the turntable. I've been pretty positive during this video review so far, and I think this figure is really solid. Robot mode is fantastic, and if Cheetor had the tightness in his joints that Tigatron has, Cheetor would be hands down a great figure.
Transformation time, and this is very easy. If you've transformed Cheetor before, it's practically the same thing. The one kicker is we're going to fold the arms up and then flip them out, as opposed to putting them straight down and flipping them out like we did with Cheetor. And the head transformation for Tigatron is definitely different than Cheetor's. No scraping of plastic on on the robot's head here, thankfully. The transformation, though, is very similar. Feet transform in the exact same way, but this figure has heels, where I don't think Cheetor did. Plus, there are little panels that get pushed out when you fold up the feet that actually give some, well, you'll see here in a second, some white plant panels where the shins used to be, which is a nice touch. Tail plugs into the butt, and then the legs fold up just like Cheetor.
Tigatron looks pretty darn good in beast mode, even though it is a little bit elongated. Who cares? And yes, it is a little bit of a big Cheetor. Comparisons coming up shortly. The only real thing I don't like is the green from the shins there at the bottom of the back hind legs. What am I going to do about that, seriously? I mean, it's integral to the robot mode, so it's gotta be there for some reason. Unfortunately, the gut gun does not, or gut cannon, does not go anywhere underneath for the transformation, unlike the original figures. There are holes down there that you could plug it into. I'll do that here in a moment. Overall, though, I think it works. I think it's a good beast mode. And as promised, here is the gut cannon. God, that's stupid. That's real stupid. I am a little bit bummed that the head cannot pose in this mode at all, but the mouth does open. Ball joint in the shoulder, or the front shoulders, hinge, and then a ball joint and a series of ball joint and hinges here at the paws. Rear legs, hinge and swivels. Swivels at the robot thighs, hinges, ball joint at the bottom. So you can get some poses off, though. None of them look quite right. And here's Tigatron with Dinobot, Rhinox, and Rattrap all in their beast modes, for size comparisons, obviously. And then here's Monkeybot and Spots. Yeah, he's totally just a big cheetah. And here we have Tigatron with his ladybird. Sorry, wrong bird. Just a second. And here he is with his ladybird friend, AirRaiser. Aren't they cute? Getting AirRaiser to sit on top of Tigatron like she does in the show is a lot harder than you might think, but if you've got it posed, well, it'll stay. Of all the beasts so far, next to Dinobot, Tigatron is my favorite. Hands down, even with the weird shoulder issue that mine has, where it appears to have two left shoulders, but all the other components are fine. Weird. Anyway, I like this figure a lot. It's really fun, and it feels so good because all the joints are nice and tight, especially in the legs. Again, like I said, if Cheetor's legs were that quality and that tight, Cheetor would be fantastic, or better than it is. Tigatron just works on so many levels for me. So folks, I picked this figure up over at the Hasbro Pulse. It should be available at the Big Bad Toy Store. Links are down in the description. Let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you next time.